What's going on, everybody? It's your Uncle Weezy coming at you here on Fight Day, Saturday, April 17th, UFC Vegas 24. We got Whitaker versus Gastelum in the main event. What's going on to everybody in the DFS by the Numbers Patreon, the DFS by the Numbers Discord? Hope you all are ready for the fights tonight. They should be bangers. This is going to be the first of the inaugural segment, if you will, of Uncle Weezy's ass shaving of the week. This is going to be a regular segment I'm going to be providing for you guys here in the Patreon, which is going to highlight what the advanced stats are telling us is going to be the most lopsided matchup of the week. In other words, somebody's going to get their ass shaved out there, and we have got one that I was going to start doing this next week, but when you got an ass shaving like this lined up, I had to jump on this. I had to go out and do this a week early so that you guys could see this segment and you could kind of get an idea for what it's going to give us. But Abdulrazak Alhassan is going to be facing Jacob Malkoun, and we want to look for a couple things here. The first thing that we want to look for when we want to find an ass shaving of the week is we want to find somebody that can go out there and shave ass. I mean, Abdulrazak Alhassan definitely fits that profile. His middle name almost sounds like Razor, so right there, you got a good first step. But when you look at the stats for this guy, this is what we need to look at here. Overall, we see that he's landed 179 strikes out of 371 in the UFC, and this knockdown divided by total significant strikes landed is over 3%. That means in those 179 significant strikes, this guy has landed 6 UFC knockdowns. That is scary power. So this is a guy that can go out there and finish you in the first round. And if we go up here to the finish stats as well for Razak Alhassan, we'll see that this guy's overall record is 10-3. But 10 out of those 10 wins by KO, and they're all in the first round. This guy has never been out of the first round. He steps in, he fights like he's double parked, he shaves ass, and he leaves. And this is really setting up to be a perfect example of what we want for the ass shaving of the week. So step one, find a guy that can shave ass. And we've done that. Abdulrazak Alhassan has serious first round knockout power. Step two, find somebody that can go out there and really get their ass shaved. And boy, oh boy, does Jacob Malkoun fit that profile. If you didn't see his UFC debut, do yourself a favor, go and check that out. And I know some of you guys are busy, but if you don't have 30 seconds, then you don't have time to be betting on the UFC anyway. So just go and take less than 1 minute of your life and watch what could potentially be one of the top 5 worst performances in the history of the UFC. This guy went out there, did not land a punch, backed up the entire time, and he absorbed 7 significant strikes, was knocked down on 1 of them. That means he gets knocked down on 14% of the significant strikes landed against him. He absorbs 23.33 significant strikes per minute. And he actually, his DraftKings work rate against, I thought this was actually a typo, but because he was only out there for 18 seconds, his opponent, Phil Hawes, scored 42.77 DraftKings points per minute outside of the win bonus. So step two, find somebody who can go out there and get their ass shaved. I present to you Mr. Jacob Malkoun. So this is exactly what we're looking for when we want to see an ass shaving of the week. We got a guy like Abdulrazak Alhassan, who's a finisher. We got a guy like Malkoun, who looked he was completely out of his depth in his debut. He probably is going to look better this time, but this is setting up to be a very one-sided contest. And I wanted to tease something that I'm going to be providing for the DFS by the Numbers Patreon next week for UFC 261, and that will be the matchup template. And we can look at the stats here side by side. And what I've done is I've set up a little template here. It's still a work in progress, but the point of the template is to get, we see we got the tail of the tape over here on the left, and you can see all the stats side by side for each fighter. And there's going to be a tab down here for each matchup of the week, where if you have interest in a particular matchup, you can just go to that tab and you can look at all the relevant stats side by side. and it'll help you, really, if you are interested in a particular fight or if you're interested in all the fights, you could take time, look at each tab, really get a good feeling for how the statistics match up side by side, how the data looks. And if you're looking for particular paths to victory, you can also go right back into the advanced stats page and find out, the entire history of each fighter and really get a good idea, not only just using the advanced stats where we have each fighter's stats all in one place, but then next week we're also going to have this matchup template where you could take the, Alhassan, Malkoun potential ass shaving and really put the statistics here side by side and get a feel for what a fighter's strengths are, what a fighter's weaknesses are, and if you can find paths to victory then within these stats in order to get a better idea for how that fight might turn out, I should say. So this is something we're going to see next week. I'm putting it out there, man. Abdul Razak Alhassan, if you do not get the job done, if you do not shave this guy's ass, you are going to be forever dead to me and the DFS by the numbers Discord, the DFS by the numbers Patreon. You got to get it done, man. Good luck, everybody. I hope everybody makes money this weekend, and we'll see you next week for UFC 261. Good luck, everybody.